I'm Tony with Earth Files Earth History, and this is an image of Mars with the dust devil on it. Now, these dust devils range anywhere from 3 to 13 miles tall, and they're approximately 300 feet or more wide. So the distance between the rover and this dust devil is miles. But the reason that this rover took this picture, it wasn't because of this dust devil, because there's plenty images that they have of these. It's because there was a city, or a deteriorated city, left over from the inhabitants that were on Mars. And I'm going to begin to adjust these images out, and we're going to get to see bits and pieces of these megalithic structures that are in this area that looks like a desert. In the second image, I started making adjustments to create depth in this image and to start bringing out some of the structures. So I'm going to enlarge it so we can get a better view of it. And here's the first view of this giant structure here at perfect 90 degrees, comes this way, perfect 90 degrees, and fades out. As we go further into these images, I'm going to bring out a little bit better detail. And I'm going to show you in a minute, there's a Roman style building with pillars and a round dome on it right here. And when we get to this, notice that there's a statue or a face right here, or that's what it at least looks like. And of course it's either done in glass or transparent metal because you can see through it. The other structures, which are walls also, you can see them through here and through here. This area, it almost set up like a fortress. These giant walls apparently surround the city area, and then there's inner walls right through here. So since we know that Mars was known as a warring planet, this possibly could be the way that they protected the city. They had an outer wall, and then they had an inner wall for extra protection. Okay, we're going to go to the highlight portion. With this image done in this highlight green, you can see the structures somewhat better through here. The ones that surround this area that I was talking about earlier. And now we're going to go to this area of the structure, which I was talking about. There was a building here. And then there's going to be some type of monument or some type of structure that looks like a face that eventually will appear here. So let's go to that structure. Now we can see this building slightly better. I'm going to make another adjustment in a second, but you can see like a dome on top, something coming off of the dome looks like some type of antenna. You can see the supports for this structure and part of the back of it, and then you can start seeing this face that's popping up that looks like a monument. So I'm going to clean it up one more time. This is as clear as I possibly could get this image and this structure. But it did bring it out a little bit more where you can see the top of the building. You can see the columns holding up the front of it. You can see this dome with this antenna on top of it. And it slopes down, and you can see part of the side of the building. It looks like it's collapsed from the age of it. And then you can see that face right here that pops up. Okay, now we're going to go to this area that looked like sand dunes. With this close-up, it doesn't look like sand dunes anymore. You can tell it's just structures that have deteriorated. There's a dome here. There's some type of towers here. And there's some type of tower and structure here. But unfortunately, there's no way of getting a clear image on that because these images were designed to come apart whenever there's close-ups taken because there's so many artifacts in this area. Okay, so we're going to this area and we're going to take a closer look. With this close-up, now you can tell this isn't a desert area. These are deteriorated structures, and you can tell by there's a perfectly square-looking structure or building right here that appears to have levels to it. And then there's different geometric patterns like circles and squares and perfect 90-degree angles in this image. So I'm going to clean it up one more time. And now you can see the image of that structure a lot clearer. And then you can see the walls on where these structures were all through this area. In this image is also a megastructure. It's right here. Here's the outline of it. Looks like a support or something part of the structure here, and stuff that's fallen off of it from deteriorating. This megastructure, between the distance from here to the camera, the size of the city or this facility, and this structure here, the structure has to be a mile or two tall and several miles wide. So now we know we're not really looking at a desert, that it's all been covered up, and that there was a city there at one time. So everyone, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This is Earth Files, Earth History, signing out.